It's 4:14 a.m. I can't say Saturday night because now it's technically Sunday morning. I have just spent the healthiest Saturday night I have ever spent in probably decades. Literally, the healthiest Saturday night I have had in I can't remember how many years. So that's why I wanted to make this. Because we have officially started 112 days later. That's a nasty looking two. But when you got to do it through a camera and you can't actually see the paper, that's the best you got. All right, everybody. I hope you're all sleeping and having beautiful dreams. Because I had a crazy fucking dream earlier today. I walked into someone's bathroom and looked in the mirror, and my left eye was completely white, and the lower lid was like filled with blood, and then the eye started swelling like a balloon and almost popped, but I could still see through it. I don't know what that dream was about. And now back to our show. My name is Joe, and I'm an alcoholic, and I'm an addict, and I'm exhausted. The hell's that? Oh. I can't even believe I'm making a video. I'm so freaking tired. I'm just like, I got like a half hour worth of prayers, and then I'm getting into bed. And it's 9:40 p.m. Sunday, September 19th. And I am just done. And that's because last night went unbelievably amazing. Remember, yesterday, 111 days later, the big question was, who am I? Who am I? I've stopped drinking. I'm sober. I've stopped eating everything in sight, like Pac-Man eating energy dots. My unmanageable life had been handed over to my higher power, who was managing it and helping me manage it and taking away my character defects and all that good stuff. But I was left with that question. Well, who am I? What do I do now? All this time revolved around unhealthy habits and addictions that are now gone. And even that, when they were gone, I was trying to go back to the places I frequented where I did all that stuff, but not doing that stuff. And it wasn't working. And last night was just beautiful. I sat in the living room. I took my guitar, this beauty right here. I love it. I had my wireless system plugged in, and I was just watching. I started watching Joe Bonamassa videos on YouTube. And this is where it got really, really amazing. I use my Roku in the living room. I have one of those smart TVs. And actually, it's not a smart TV. It's an old TV, but I have a Roku hooked into it, one of those Ultras. And I'm watching YouTube on there. But in the settings, I have it disabled to autoplay. So it just plays a video and that's it. Last night, it just starts autoplaying. And it's just playing one live concert video into the next. And it's just getting better and better. And I'm playing along on my guitar to it. It's just like having a ball. I was in heaven. And it was like, you wanted to know, who are you? Here you are. This is what you do. This is your new joy. Your old joy come back from the dead. And at one point I'm like, oh yeah, there's this B.B. King video I've had saved forever. It's like a 45-minute video from 1973 when B.B. King went to play Sing Sing Prison on Thanksgiving. I put that on. And then right after that, once again, it's like a specially curated list. It just starts playing, but it's playing all of my favorite blues players. It's doing B.B. King. It's going to Freddie King. It's going to Albert King. And it just keeps bouncing around. And there's not one that it plays that I just didn't love. And I'm going crazy to it, to the point of, and I'll put a picture up. I played so much, I ended up, when you get that hole right there, that's how you know you're doing them beautiful blues bends, those deep blues bends. And I love the bend. I'd rather do the bends and get that feeling than play a mile a minute. Playing a mile a minute's fun, but like Devin Townsend says, that's just masturbation. You're just stroking your ego and the egos of your watchers. But you hit that right note at the right time. That's that David Gilmour thing, where you're hitting every right note for the exact amount of time it should be played, exactly the way it should be played. We're going to come back right after this commercial break.
Look at my beautiful morning face. Looked like somebody was using a leaf blower on me when I was asleep. It is Sunday, September 19th, 2021. Just got my fat ass out of bed. My not so fat ass as my not as fat ass as it was the day before out of bed. And gonna get 112 days later started. God bless us all, everyone.
And we're back, and we're still exhausted. And I drained the batteries on the my wireless system. It's got the receiver and transmitter. I got it for $60 off of eBay. Beautiful thing. Man, they had to be recharged when I was done. And I sat out there until 4 a.m. playing and just listening to blues. I love the blues. One blues video after the other. I was in heaven. I was in heaven. And I have to say, it's the first time, it has been the first Saturday night I have felt whole and I have felt complete, and I have felt without a shadow of a doubt 110% that what I was doing was what I was supposed to be doing. Where I was where I was supposed to be. And I mean, it's the first time I felt that in years. Forget about what I've been doing for the past 6 or 8 months. Forget about what I was doing for the few years before that. Getting, whatever I was drinking or whatever I was eating. Last night was the first night I felt fulfilled. And I knew this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Not none of that silly ass bullshit that I was doing. That, because I shouldn't have been doing it, was fucking with my head and caused me to act out in ways that no one should act out. But now you learn. You have to do stupid shit sometimes to learn. I want to say a special thank you to Mr. Jonny Lee for the shout outs last night. You shouted me out on Facebook. You shouted me out on Instagram. I greatly appreciate it. And I was shouting him out. He was shouting me out. And I got an achievement. Where'd it go? On my YouTube. The video I uploaded last night. If it would go back, you son of a bitch. It was right there. Are you really kidding me? You see, it's like, I'm going back to, you see this shit? See what I'm putting? Oh, check out the new look. I did some roomovations today. The desk that was sticking out from the wall here this way is now, see, I'm more in the corner. But the light's out because the browser went to a dark browser. See, now I'm on a blank Google page. Now I'm on a dark YouTube page. YouTube Studio. Thank you. Tell me there we go. It's even throwing a little congratulations and confetti explosions. Ranked by views. My video from last night is number 1 of 10. It has 27 views. The impression click-through rate is 16.4% up. Average view duration is 6 minutes and 20 seconds. That's weird to me. I'm one of those dudes, I start watching, so it's my OCD. I start watching shit, I got to watch it to the end, even if I don't want to enjoy it. And I'm also one of those people, I'll give you a thumbs. You have to really fucking piss me off to get a thumbs down. I always give you a thumbs up because I appreciate the attempt or the time you put into it. It may not be my cup of tea, but you did something. You put time into it. You put effort. It's not the equivalent of a participation trophy. It's not, because you did something for it. So I'm showing my, hey, nice try, motherfucker. Nice try. You know, I probably won't be back, but keep at it, man. So also new achievement, 500 views. I guess all these videos, but there's some bad news. And I'm going to get to the bad news right after this commercial break.
Yes, please. Oh, Sunday morning, I can't deal with you without that. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Come what may, it's a beautiful day. Lord, may what come today be butterflies, rainbows, and love. But if it happens to be hornets, hail, and heartbreak, give us all the grace to deal with the hornets, the hail, and the heartbreak. Amen. And you know what time of day it is? It's clobbering time.
And we're back. What is the bad news? Well, with all this new exposure, it was like this little secret club we had going. And everyone loved it. But now there's pricks putting thumbs down. And I know, I kind of have an idea who it is. It's one of a few people. And they're just doing it to do it, which is fine. You know, it still helps. It's interaction. YouTube counts as interaction. And if you're that miserable, because they do it to someone else I know. And it only started after that person mentioned me. Not you, Johnny. You know, someone else. But it's like, really? Is that really what kind of person you are? Go ahead, knock yourself out. Thumbs down it, you know? Hit it with your dick. Whatever you want to do, you know? Put your balls in a fucking rope and swing it into the thumbs down. What do I care? Idiots. Children. God bless you. I'll pray for you when I pray my prayers later. Lord, there's a lot of assholes out there. Please help them. Give them grace to be less of an asshole until maybe someday before they die, they're no longer assholes. But I have to say, you know, one more thing to Johnny. The way we're going back and forth with, you know, I'm mentioning him in my video, showing, you know, telling people about his Facebook, his Instagram, his YouTube. He puts me on his Facebook and his Instagram. I immediately get a picture in my head of the 2004 Dawn of the Dead remake, where the lady in the mall is talking to the lady that just brought the people in the truck, and the one guy from the truck that he's the prick in the movie. He goes, when you two ladies are done blowing each other. Johnny, I think us two ladies are done blowing each other, but much appreciated. Hope you're sticking around to watch the videos, because and a friend of mine said, oh, great link. I immediately watched and subbed to his channel. So it's working. There we go. It's the mutual admiration. It's the Mutual Admiration Club, where a reach around is never forgotten and always appreciated. So, man, what a day today. I didn't do what I wanted to do, but I ran out of gas because I went to sleep I finally got to bed at 5 o'clock last night. After playing the guitar all night, I was just in heaven. And I thought I'd sleep later than I did. And I probably got 5 hours of sleep. And I took the melatonin. But at some point you got to like, okay, I got to get up because I got work on Monday. And if I don't get up, if I get up at like 3:00, that'll screw up my sleep schedule. So I'm like, just get up. So I did that. And, haven't played the guitar today, but I'm working on a song I want to do a cover of. Very simple song. I always figure, start simple. I haven't done one in a long time. I mean, we're talking like over 20 something years. We're talking before the fall, probably over 30 years. Yeah, 30 years, because it was like the 33rd anniversary of my mother's death. My mother died, and I died with her. But my mother died and was buried. My death occurred slowly, but by alcohol, by eating. It was, I was doing it, the old one day at a time. Yeah, I was doing death one day at a time. I wasn't doing it the good thing one day at a time. The fucking microphone just tried to deep throat me. Fucking shit. I'm getting used to the new angles here. So, and like I told you before, the music inside me died. And at one point, you got to sell all your shit. I didn't have a fucking guitar for 18 years. So I didn't even have anything to play until I got down here and went to the church. And I was telling someone the story, and they're like, oh, you know what? Someone left an acoustic here one day and said, here, you just want to donate this. And I have that acoustic still. Sweet thing. It's like one of those $100 and something Yamahas. But now you got to think it's got 40-year-old wood. So it sounds like a fucking $2,000 acoustic. And the one who told me that was the guy with a $2,500 Takamine. He said, this sounds just as good as mine. I says, how's that? And he goes, think of it. The wood's like 30, 40 years old now. I want to take a commercial break, and then we're going to wrap it up. Nah, but seriously, look how fucking cool that looks. All right, it's like dripping and shit, but, it's just wax. It'll snap off. Yeah, whatever. I paid $1 for that candle. I wasn't going to throw it out. What am I, a billionaire? And we're back. So I didn't play my guitar today. That's fine. I played it all last night. And I made some plans in my head. Okay, I'm doing this song. I know I need to do this for this part. I'm going to do this for that part and that for that part. And then they did the room ovations, which is always like a big fucking thing in progress. Let me go to Google. Oh, look, light. Let there be light. So I did that. I got a plan of attack, which is always a good thing. But the one other beneficial thing from last night is not only do I know what I'm supposed to be doing on Saturday nights, but I no longer miss what I was doing on Saturday nights. I don't even fucking care. It wasn't even a thought. That's a beautiful thing. But I now know what I'm working towards during the week. I'm working to get to the next Saturday night when I feel that joy again. That's what I'm earning when I'm busting my ass. Because I was going to work all week. Like, what the fuck am I working towards? I'm going to be miserable this weekend. I don't know what the fuck to do with myself. I'm used to shoving fucking gallons of tequila down my throat and then eating everything in sight. I'm used to hanging out, over here. And that's not happening anymore. What the fuck am I doing? But after last night, I was like, now I know what I'm doing. Now I know what I'm supposed to be. And that creativity was just fucking blossoming last night. You start hearing some songs playing one way and it gives you ideas for some riffs and chord voicings the other way, And that's where that thought, hey, I want to do a cover of this song. It's like a song that's not even 2 minutes long. I said, this is perfect because it's a goof. And then afterwards, I'm going to do a top 10 about the song. But you'll see, I'm hoping, I don't know. I don't want to have delusions of grandeur and say I could have it done by Tuesday night because tomorrow's going to be Monday at work and it's peak season. And I always have, I'm always shot out of a cannon on Monday. But then when I get to when I'm finally done with work 9 hours later, I'm like, oh, I got an hour before I go to my AA meeting. Then after that, I have to do the video and upload it. I got to be in bed by 12:30 p.m. Eastern. It's not a lot of time to do shit. I still have to edit a video that I taped last week of Svengoolie for somebody that I'm friends with that watches this. And I'm apologize that I haven't done it yet. But you're right. Where the fuck am I finding all this time? I've let that go to the wayside. I'm going to do that. Not tonight, because I'm too fucking tired. I had meant to do it earlier, but I hadn't gotten to it. In other good news, something I forgot to mention, I after I took a shower yesterday, I got dressed. And a shirt that I had only bought like 4 or 5 months ago, I'm sitting in a chair and I'm looking down. I'm like, holy shit, it's like I'm wearing a fucking dress. The shirt was literally going over my knees and looked like a dress. And this is a shirt that when I first bought it was too tight. I mean, it was wearable, but it was tight. And now it's like a dress. And I'm noticing that more and more. And then something else happened last week I forgot to bring up. I have a tape measure, the old, you put around your waist. It made it around 60 inches. All right, that's a lot. I know you're all out there fucking 32s and less. But I was over 72. I mean, it wouldn't even meet. I had to do one of those things with a string and measure the fucking string. That's over a foot at least off of my waist. So, weigh-in's coming. I think I'm sticking with the once a month. And the last weigh-in I did was August 28th, my 90th day. The 2 days before the fall. And I had gotten down finally to 425. And I can't wait till I get when I'm under the 400. Or you'll be the first to fucking find out about it. And that's it. I can't think of nothing else. No great topics for tonight. Just me rambling about shit. But last night was fucking great. That question, who am I? Answered. I'm a badass motherfucker with a 6 string in his hands. Occasionally a 7 or a bass. But I'm a badass motherfucker slinging that guitar and bending them strings and making them scream. And you know what? My shitty ass Line 6 Spider 3 that I was playing through, because that's literally the TV stand I used in the living room, that motherfucker was sounding nice. Even though it's old and shitty. It was sounding nice. That Lido-Rama setting. All right, everybody. Come back tomorrow for 113 days later. As that young man in Ebenezer Scrooge's life would say, and we call him Tiny Tim. Ladies, when you're done... No, that's not him. God bless us all, everyone.